UFC's heavyweight division should be scrapped. Hello guys, and welcome to episode 6. Let's have a conversation. Today's episode is pretty straightforward. I'd shared earlier in the week, my previous episode, I said I was gonna do a video and share my thoughts on the UFC's heavyweight division. It's gonna be a long one, guys. Buckle up. But hear me out. Tell me what you think. Maybe I'm being paranoid. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I haven't got my marbles right. But I can't be the only one thinking about this. Guys, I have come to the far-gone conclusion that the UFC's heavyweight division should be scrapped. Yep, Mr. TDC, what the hell do you mean by that? What do you mean by the UFC's heavyweight division should be scrapped? But TDC, that division has John Jones. That division has Tom Aspinall. That division has, who else? Stipe Miocic. Okay, who else? The heavyweight division is boring. Boring on so many levels. God damn it. I've been watching this division for a while and it hurts my heart to see what it has become today. I'm going to go into why I'm saying these things. Guys, the UFC's heavyweight division is boring. Damn it. The best thing that could have happened to the UFC heavyweight division in the last couple of years is John Jones moved up to heavyweight and won the belt and became the heavyweight champion. Take me back to the days of Frank Mir. Take me back to the days of Randy Couture. Take me back to the days of Mark Coleman, Cain Velasquez, Junior Dos Santos. Take me back to the days of Bas Rutten. Take me back to the days of Brock Lesnar. I'm not calling these names because these guys were the best athletes in the world. But god darn it, they made that division very, very exciting. And they brought eyes to the division. Once upon a time in the history of the UFC, the heavyweight division was the coveted, baddest division in the world. Essentially, the heavyweight champion of the world is the baddest man on the planet. Now, if you disagree with me, you cannot disagree with me on that. after the era of these guys I've just mentioned, and say, Mr. John Jones, what the hell happened to that division? It just ran out of people to watch. It ran out of exciting fighters and exciting personalities. Those guys are boring AF. Boring as hell. Try to keep it clean for YouTube. Those guys are boring. God damn it. That division doesn't do anything for me anymore. Right? And even though John Jones has come in to save that division, I'm gonna point out that even John Jones can't save that division. Guys, let me give you a rundown of the top 15 ranked in the UFC. I'm going to start from the top, the champ, and I'll take it all the way to the bottom. John Jones, champ. Cyril Gane is next. Sergio Pavlovich is next. Curtis Blade is next. Alexander Volkov next. Stipe Miocic. Jailton Almeida. Marcinio Tybura. Sergey Spivak. Tai Tuivasa, which is one of the more exciting fighters in that division. Derek Lewis. We all love Derek. We all love Derek. I'll get into that later. Jairzinho Rozenstruik, Alexander Romanov, Marco Rogério de Lima, and Rodrigo Nascimento. Did you even know who's Rodrigo Nascimento? Yeah, it's not on my casual radar. And you can't blame me. I do claim to be a casual. I'm not even trying to deny it. I am a casual. Never claimed to be somebody who's keeping an eye on a name that low on the top 15 rankings. And then there's a series of heavyweights who are not on the rankings. Why don't we know about them? They're boring! When was the last really exciting heavyweight match? And how often does that even happen? As compared to any other division. Name the division. Every single other division has more exciting fights than the heavyweight division. Why is that? TDC, do you have maybe some kind of theory? Some kind of idea or thought process as to why the heavyweight division is that boring? Yeah, I do. I do have my thoughts on it. One of the reasons, besides the fact that the heavyweight division doesn't have exciting personalities or exciting fighters in terms of their personality, is the fact that that division is moving so slow. I've never seen a division that moves so slowly. God damn it. And pretty much the heavyweight division moved pretty okay with quite a good number of exciting fights, and it was moving at a fairly decent pace until 2016, I believe, when the man who's tagged as the greatest heavyweight of all time won the belt from Fabricio Verdum at the time, who was the champion. It all started when Stipe Miocic won the heavyweight belt. No disrespect to Stipe. But god damn it, I don't like to hear Stipe talk. Ooh. Hearing Stipe talk, it's like listening to a drowning banshee. It's like listening to a balloon, a deflating balloon. That's what Stipe sounds like to me. I don't get the accent, I don't get the speech, and I don't blame him for it. It's a speech impediment, right? Speech impairment, whatever you want to call it. But that don't mean I gotta like it. It sounds like shit. The moment Stipe comes on the camera, I'm tuned out. I'm like, all right, just give me your fighting skills, and that's it. I don't want to see anything else. But then Stipe gets in there, and you know what? Let me, we gotta get the notes. Let me take the time to express and demonstrate what a rundown of the lineage of the UFC heavyweight division since Stipe Miocic became the UFC champion for the first time in 2016. Quick one. Stipe's first win was in 2016. Then he held the belt for about 2 years with multiple title defenses till about 2018. In 2018, Stipe lost the belt to Daniel Cormier, who was a light heavyweight champ, I believe, at the time, and then he moved up to heavyweight to fight Stipe. DC was chasing the coveted double champ status. DC and Stipe had a rematch in 2018, right? And DC lost to Stipe. I think Stipe knocked him out. That was the fight where Stipe just kept giving him left body shots, and DC had literally no answer to those body shots. Then after that, listen to this, guys. July 2018, that is when Stipe regained the belt from DC. You listening? They didn't get to fight again until August 2019. Like, just look at that timeline, for goodness sake. Look how long it took. Like, more than a year. Okay, let's keep going. After Stipe wins that belt back from DC in 2019, Stipe fights Francis Ngannou like a year later. Oh, yeah, that's like a year. Yeah, in 2020. After he fights Ngannou, he lost the belt in 2020. Ngannou held the belt until March 2021 with a title defense against Cyril Gane, right? And then Ngannou had his issues with the UFC, and he had to vacate the belt and lost his contract. And nobody held sway at the top of the UFC heavyweight division until John Jones came in and won that in January, I believe. Yeah. Was it January? Yeah. Oh, sorry, April 2023. So let's look at this timeline for a bit. You're telling me since 2016 till today, which is almost a decade, we have had a handful of UFC heavyweight title matches. I'm sick and tired of it. even excite me in the slightest. I've mentioned in the past that I don't want to see Stipe continue fighting after this, whatever last run, whatever match he has with Jon Jones. Stipe should retire and go and do some fire service work. I don't want to see Jon Jones and Aspinall. I mean, I will watch it if the UFC puts it together. But do I want to see it? Am I really interested in seeing that match? No, I'm not. Absolutely not. I'm absolutely not interested in watching Jon Jones fight Tom Aspinall. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the whole Jones reign and all that. Okay, guys, can we switch it up? Can we just make this roster very, very active? I mean, these guys waste so much time in between title fights. Then they'll come, then they'll fight, and then they'll waste more time to get to the next title fight. Now, imagine I just gave you the rundown of the last 8 years of the UFC title, heavyweight title. Imagine somebody like Curtis Blades, for instance. Derek Lewis, for instance. Curtis Blades has been in the top 15 or top 10 of the heavyweight division for donkey years. Same thing with Derek Lewis. I even give Derek some credit because Derek has fought for the title, I believe. Curtis Blades has not. How old is Curtis now? How many years do you think he's been chasing the belt? And it's not like he hasn't had some wins. He has. But because the guys at the top drag out title defenses and title fights, so many guys on the heavyweight division lack direction. When in reality, the direction everybody should be heading towards is the belt. But nobody's heading that way. Volkov just fought Sergio Pavlovich, right? A couple of weeks ago. And he said he wants a title shot. Do you give Volkov a title shot just yet? And against who? He's certainly not ready to fight Jon Jones. I'm just even saying based off performance, not skill set, performance. And even if he was ready, I don't want to see it. That's just going to be that's just not a fight I want to see. Right now, for me, the most exciting guys in the heavyweight division would be Jon Jones, Sergio Pavlovich in terms of his knockout power, Jailton Almeida for his skill, not necessarily his personality outside the ring, Tom Aspinall, and Derek Lewis. Everybody else, okay, I'm going to throw in Tai Tuivasa. You know, if we don't see these guys fight, I don't mind watching them out of the octagon, right? Their personalities, they need to be on social media a lot more. They need to speak. They need to show personality. Because aside from skills, aside from skills, people can actually be drawn to a fighter just based on his personality. Conor McGregor is an example of it. Even though that's some toxic kind of behavior Conor has. Besides Conor's skills, everybody loves to hear Conor talk. Anything Conor says is news. Where is the Conor of the heavyweight division? Right now, the only person talking in the heavyweight division, or the only people who are speaking in the heavyweight division and were actually listening, is Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall. Nobody's listening to Stipe. I don't even know if Stipe is talking. Nobody's listening to Pavlovich. He can't even speak English. Jailton Almeida, yep, never heard. What's he saying? Jorginho Rosenstruck, yeah, when last did he, what did he say? What is he speaking English? What's he saying? I have no idea what he's saying. I haven't heard from him in a while. Who else? Who else on this list? No, Lord, don't even get me started. Curtis Blades doesn't really say much. Guys, if you're in the heavyweight division and you're listening to me, you gotta make noise. You've got to be loud. You've got to be so loud that it piques the casual interest. Because this whole boat depends on us, the casuals, right? I mean, after the fighters, obviously. But for us, because we don't know any better, all we've got to go by is what you show us. And if you show us no personality, why are we tuning in? But if you show us personality, listen, we're going to tune in. That is why even though Derek Lewis isn't the most skilled fighter, even though he holds, the knockout power, he holds the record for knockouts, most knockouts in the UFC heavyweight division. Derek is so much fun to watch because Derek really just loves to make his post-fight interviews. You never know what Derek is going to say in and out of the octagon. Any of you following Derek on social media? It's so funny. He is so funny. His Instagram. I follow him. Really funny. But besides Derek Lewis and maybe Taito Ivasa, there's who else other than Tom Aspinall and John Jones? Who else do we really listen to? Nobody. And if we don't listen to these guys, if we don't hear them talk, how much more do we really need to watch their skills? Right? I'll give you an example, guys. Remember when Alex Pereira came into the UFC? Yeah, nobody really started listening to Alex Pereira because he hardly ever spoke. Very stoic and everything. Yeah, that's not what we want. We like we like stoic guys in real life, but we don't like stoicism in the fighters. You gotta be able to sell your fight. You gotta be able to talk that shit. Even if you're a purist, even from a purist perspective, you've got to be able to talk. And talk loudly. Skills alone will not do it. You can have all the skills in the world. If you don't pick our attention with the way you talk, the way you sell a fight, the way you bring eyes and butts to your fight, you're bound to fail. I'll give you another example. Look at Magomed Ankalaev, is Ankalaev the number one contender in the light heavyweight division? I can't remember. I'm gonna have to check my facts. But Magomed Ankalaev is an undefeated contender in the light heavyweight division. Very skilled on the feet and on the ground. He's been taking guys out. But if Magomed Ankalaev becomes the light heavyweight champ of the UFC, I can tell you for free, that division is going to suffer with lack of eyes. Because Magomed Ankalaev doesn't really post anything. Doesn't really talk. Doesn't put himself out there. Just doesn't say anything. And I understand that may not be his personality, but you've got to understand there's a fight business to run, and business needs advertising. And how do you advertise if your mouth is shut? Is any of this making any sense to you guys? Do you guys think am I grabbing at straws here? Am I making some sense? Am I the only one who feels this way? Or more of you are with me in this conversation? Because I'm really thinking about it. I'm really thinking we should scrap that division. To think the UFC wanted to scrap the 125 division when the heavyweight division just doesn't bring that much eyes. The moment John Jones leaves, I don't know who's going to carry the shoulder of that entire division. I'm hoping Aspinall will be a long reigning champion because the division needs it. I mean, even Cyril gone, like so unexcited in just how he speaks. Let's talk about skills too. Guys, we all know we watch the heavyweight division for the power. We're looking for one-punch knockouts. That's why the big boys go there. But until maybe in more recent times, people like Cyril Gane and Tom Aspinall, who are big boys that move like middleweights, skill set in the heavyweight division was abysmal, to say the least. It really was. I mean, these guys, they can fight, don't get me wrong. But where do you see dynamic fight moves? Where do you see them? Who in the heavyweight division, besides Cyril Gane, John Jones, and Tom Aspinall, who in the heavyweight division is a dynamic fighter? I can't think of anybody. I think the only other person I may throw into this conversation is Jailton Almeida. Even though he's a jiu-jitsu guy, he's very good on the ground. When Jailton Almeida stands up, his striking game is actually pretty good. But that's it. Who else? Just so boring. I don't know. Maybe Dana needs to start putting their eyes on that division and bring in new talent. They need to really bring in talented guys, man. They need to bring in guys, that also know how to speak. Because if I don't want to see your skills, I want to see somebody get knocked out. And for the most part, if I want to see somebody get knocked out, it's because you know how to talk. Say what you want about Colby Covington. Colby can talk and stir up a fight. Say what you want about Ben Askren. Ben Askren could talk. Say what you want about Conor. Conor is the ultimate hype man. Talking is what makes people love even Nate Diaz. Islam Makhachev was very stoic in the early days. Islam started speaking now. Started showing personality since he became the light heavyweight champion. Every now and then you see him crack a joke or two, or you see him say something funny. Personality matters. Look at all the successful guys who have skills and can talk. Look what their numbers are doing. Volkanovski, Izzy, Sean O'Malley. All these guys can talk. You gotta be able to bring eyes, guys. Am I being too hard on these guys? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I'm being too hard on them. They are just boring. Quick question. How many of you like to see Leon Edwards fight? Yeah, I know, crickets. Sounds like crickets in here. Sounds like a snooze fest. Leon Edwards is boring outside the octagon. The most exciting thing he's ever done outside the octagon is to receive a 3-piece on the shoulder from Jorge Masvidal. By the way, it is a travesty that that fight never happened before Jorge Masvidal left the UFC. There was so much history. It was near criminal not to make that fight happen. But I digress. My point is this. Guys in the heavyweight division, you guys need to step up. Not skill-wise at this point. I really don't care about the skill set at this point. I just want to see exciting fights. I want to see exciting guys draw me to that division for me to see, enjoy myself. That shit is $85 for a pay-per-view. Guys, that's a lot of money. $79.99, 85 plus taxes. It's a lot of money. When I pay that money, I want to see something happen. When I pay that money, I want to enjoy myself. I want to know that it is money well spent. And unfortunately, that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? Heavyweights. Please see this video and consider all these things I'm saying. Like, consider it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys need to really dig into this. Doesn't make sense that the heavyweight division is such a premier division, and then it's just so boring ass division. God damn it. Really. I'm sorry guys, it's just really boring. I don't know. Is this rant justified or not? I think it is. I think something needs to be done. Again, my recommendation is for the guys to put their personalities out there and back it up with their skills in the octagon. And then next, Dana and the UFC should pump that division full of new talent. The same names recycling in that division, and nobody's going anywhere. How young was Curtis Blades when Stipe won the heavyweight title for the first time? How long is Curtis Blades today? You know what I'm saying? These guys ain't getting younger. We need the division to move fast, or at least move a lot faster than what's happening right now. Guys, it's not moving at all. And I'm frustrated. Because if I had my way, that would have been the best division for me to watch. But I find myself now being interested in the light heavyweight division, more interested in the light heavyweight, middleweight, welterweight, lightweight, featherweight, and even the flyweight division, more than I am interested in the heavyweight division. And that is a travesty. And we must put a stop to it. We have to remedy the situation. Otherwise, Uncle Dana, you have my permission to scrap the UFC's heavyweight division. I wouldn't miss it. I said it. I would not miss that division if it was scrapped. With that being said, I've come to the end of this episode of Rants on the UFC's heavyweight division. It was much overdue as of right now. I'm going to see how it goes in the future with these fights with John Jones and Stipe, and then Aspinall's fights as well. And we'll see what direction it goes. And oh my Lord, fingers crossed that in the next year or year and a half, we have some momentum and some really, really, really exciting fights in the UFC's heavyweight division. That is all Mr. TDC will say on this subject matter. If you're watching this video and you're here now, you've been here all this time, I really thank you and I appreciate you. You know, the channel is growing, we're getting there. You know, just keep subscribing, keep sharing, keep liking these videos, keep engaging. Let's have these conversations, because this is a conversation about the heavyweight division. I would love to hear from you guys. Am I bugging? Am I really bugging? I don't know. Listen, you tell me. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification buttons, engage, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.